How can you get your newborn baby to sleep in their bassinet? Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a pediatric sleep consultant and one of the founders at Little Ones, where we specialise in infant and toddler sleep. This is a very, very common question we get. The thing with newborns is they will very easily fall asleep almost anywhere, especially on you, especially if they're feeding or you're winding them or you're just cuddling them. Then a problem that we get into is we go and put our babies down into their bassinets and they wake up. Or we try and put them down awake in their bassinets and they just don't settle to sleep. So let's talk through why this might be happening and what you can do about it. So in the first example where our baby has fallen asleep on us and you're popping your baby into their bassinet and they wake up, there are a couple main culprits here. The first would be that they have trapped wind. So this is very common if your baby has fallen asleep while feeding. You're popping them down into their bassinet. The second that they're lying prone, that gas is bubbling up and it's causing discomfort for them. The second you pick them up, a burp will come up, but then they're awake. So you're back to settling them again from square one. So in this instance, your best bet is separate the feed times from sleep times. So there is some time between feeding and sleep, and also gives you enough time to wind them really well before they need to go back to sleep. The other thing that can help in this scenario is swaddling your baby. So if your little one has fallen asleep in your arms, they are nice and snug, you're holding them tight, there is pressure on their tummy, and then you're popping them into their bassinet, they're going to flail their arms, which will wake them up. So having your baby swaddled nice and snug is going to continue to replicate that feeling of them being on you and being held by you when you put them down in their bassinet. The next scenario is getting your little one used to going to sleep in their bassinet. And while it's not super critical for them to be able to fall asleep on their own when they're a newborn baby, you can always start setting up these excellent sleep habits from pretty young. What we would recommend doing is feeding your little one separately to needing to go to sleep, swaddling them, making sure they're well winded, crank up the white noise, and then settle them to sleep in their bassinet. So you don't have to pop them in and walk away. We would always recommend side settling. So you hold your baby in there on their side and you rhythmically pat their bottom in a sort of a shunting motion, and that pretty quickly gets them to sleep. Once they're asleep, you just roll them onto their back for safe sleeping. So hopefully that helps you if you're struggling to get your little one sleeping in their bassinet. Visit us on littleones.co to see how we can help you further from there, because we would absolutely love to help you sort your little one's sleep out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.